Welcome back to the F3 Cup. We are at Snetterton, and this is going to be a very different challenge for the drivers than the tight and twisty Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Fast swoops Snetterton. This is how they line up then. Henry Chart, and alongside them on the front row of the grid, the rookie, Zach DeMello. Then it's Aaron Steele, Jacopo Sebastiani from Louis Hamilton Smith, and Stuart Wiltshire. And away we go. We've got one car in trouble off the line, and that is Clement de Milo. So problems for the Carlin Run driver, as it is Henry Chart who leads into Riches for the first time. Everybody clearly through. There's James Lederman a little bit further back down the pack in one of the trophy class cars as Chart leads the way. Second place is Steele. Then it's Hamilton Smith from Sebastiani, Tapanos and Wiltshire. That's just towards the back of the field. There was Adrian Holy. For grip as through Palmer and on towards Agostini, and all the drivers running a little bit wide in these early stages, and Sebastiani wider than the rest of them as around he goes. Jacopo Sebastiani has had more than one rotation in his Dallara this year, and he has two in that one instance, so he has got an awful lot of recovery work to do over the next 15 minutes. Out front though it is Henry Chart, but he has got Steele and Hamilton Smith breathing down on his tail as they accelerate along the Bentley Straight towards Brundle and Nelson. The heat haze shimmers off the cars as you can see that Steele waits till the last moment, trying to pounce to the inside of Henry Chart. He can't quite do it. They flick through Nelson and then on towards the bomb hole, and again Henry Chart forced defensive, moves across, covers the line nice and late. Steele getting a little bit frustrated now with Louis Hamilton Smith poised and ready to challenge. There is the very fast recovering Clement de Mello. So Clement de Mello, he got the start all wrong, but since then he has had a remarkably strong first lap to the race. As again, Steele looks like the move on Henry Chart, and this time he makes it stick. So Aaron Steele leads the way into Riches. Chart looks to fight back around the outside, then to the inside, and he does it as Steele overcommits to the inside line. And it also opens the opportunity for Hamilton Smith to possibly challenge as well, as they hurtle on towards the Montreal hairpin on the brakes and around the right-hander, then on to the first of a sequence of left-handers at Palmer. Now that Henry Chart's back in front, he's driving with a little bit more assurance, recognising the necessity of building that gap over Steele, Hamilton Smith. Here is Jacopo Sebastiani. He has got plenty to do to catch up with the rest of the pack. I dare say, given the pace he's shown so far this season, that is not an impossible feat. Meanwhile, Steele has had an excellent run through the infield section, has closed right onto terms with Henry Chart. So again, Chart forced into defensive mode, and Steele could get a good run here onto the Bentley Straight, and that might give him the opportunity to challenge as they head down towards Brundle and Nelson, and Henry Chart moves across very early to cover the inside line. It means Steele looks to the outside at Brundle and swoops past. Very, very nice move that from Aaron Steele. Now, can he break clear this time around? It's a four-way fight for the lead. They've been joined by Zach Clement de Mello in the Royal Blue car. There he is. Driver who is running with Carlin this weekend with an eye towards a European Formula 3 programme for next season. Got to his teeth somewhere, and where better pace to do it than in the F3 Cup. He's now running with a number of very accomplished drivers, so Steele leads the way. Henry Chart under pressure, and in fact passed by Louis Hamilton Smith. So Louis Hamilton Smith eases past Henry Chart, and now it's the turn of Clement de Mello, who doesn't want to unduly risk the car as Hamilton Smith and Chart go side by side into Montreal. Great racing this, as they then accelerate on towards Palmer. All of this, of course, is giving Steele the opportunity to ease away the front of the pack. A bit further down the order, some good battles to enjoy. That was Wade Eastwood. Just running a little bit lower down inside the top 10, as this is the fight for third place. Clement de Mello is now up past Henry Chart, so Chart, having started so strongly from pole position, finding himself being rapidly whittled back down through the field. There is Adrian Holy, and Holy now has been caught by Jacopo Sebastiani. So Sebastiani on onto turns with Holy, who is in one of the oldest cars in the race, the 2000 specification Dallara. Type of car which took Antonio Vinzonia to the British Formula 3 Championship that year, as Sebastiani makes the pass. Holy also leading the trophy class for the pre-2001 cars in this race, well clear of James Lederman. So Holy negotiates the bomb hole on towards Coram Curve. Here comes the race lead then, and still in command from Hamilton Smith, who is under a significant pressure now for that second place and gets demoted. Beautiful move from Clement de Milo. He just jinked out of the slipstream, challenged to riches, and heads towards Montreal under the acclamation of the scary tree. As now Hamilton Smith has got his work cut out, maybe, to keep Henry Chart behind him between now and the checkered flag. We also have this intriguing battle at the front of the field, as De Milo has got about half the race to close the gap down, as Daniel Tapanos gets it all wrong coming out of Hamilton and finds himself being demoted by Alf Skeels. Here then is the race leader, Steele. What is Steele's advantage? Let's see. It's about 3, maybe a little bit less than that car lengths, as they head out of Williams onto the Bentley straight. And this is where Steele punches the hole through the air. It gives his pursuer the chance to get into the slipstream, get a little bit closer as they flick through on the brakes at Brundle and Nelson. No way through on that occasion for Clement de Mello. Instead, he just closes up inexorably onto the tail of Aaron Steele. He's going to make Steele do all the hard work. Here is the recovering Tapanos. He's just running with Wade Eastwood at the moment. There is Eastwood in the Omicron car that's probably most familiar for F3 Cup watchers, in the hands of Tristan Cliff. And there is Jacopo Sebastiani bearing down onto the tail of the pair of them. So Sebastiani's recovery drive going very well, as Eastwood just picks up the throttle on the way into the bomb hole. Lick of flame on the gear shift. Already losing touch with Tapanos. Right here then is the battle for the lead of the race, and Steele maintains the advantage. Steele, the driver who has participated in international most all the way up to and including the level of the A1 GP, and therefore he is not going to be the easiest adversary to overcome here. Clement Mello, it's all about learning, it's not about doing something spectacularly risky and all backfiring. A pair of them head through Coram Curve, which tightens into the left-hand flick at Murray's. They are beginning to ease towards the latter stages of this race as well, with the long lap time here at Snetterton. If you get the opportunity to try and overtake, you've got to take it. It's very different to Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, which we were enjoying the action from a little bit earlier on, where you have to set up your overtaking move several laps in advance. Here it's almost on a corner-to-corner basis. So they arrive now into Montreal, and now Clement de Mello is into the toe of Steele. This is where Aaron Steele's really going to have to work hard if he wants to win the race. The pair of them negotiate Palmer. You can see the big aerodynamic ask that Steele was having on his car, just forcing the tyres to bite for the left-hander. But now the leader's changed and Clement de Mello is through. So Aaron Steele demoted, and Clement de Mello takes advantage, moves clear. Don't forget, this driver stalled on the line, went into riches for the first time at the very, very tail of the field, and he has now fought his way through up to the front of the pack. As the pair of them have battled, we just caught a glimpse of Louis Hamilton-Smith there in third place, who's shaken off Henry Chart and is definitely part of this leading group as well. It's Hamilton-Smith who withstood all that pressure from Steele at Brands Hatch. And now the boot is on the other foot. Can he get onto terms with Steele and possibly challenge for second place between now and the flag? Leading trio work around Coram Curve, out of Murray's, where the exit is all important. Meanwhile, here is Daniel Tapanos, who has another big moment to Hamilton, and he veers back onto the road. Sebastiani takes evasive action and makes the overtaking manoeuvre. So Jacopo Sebastiani up into 7th place as a result of that moment for Daniel Tapinos. But Hamilton, such a deceptive corner, you do enter it very, very quickly. Here then is second place man Aaron Steele, who has been dropped by the invitation class runner Zach Clement de Mello. So Clement de Mello scything through the traffic. That's James Lederman, who goes a lap down as we are on the last lap of the race, heading towards the checkered flag. And this has been a very assured drive from the youngster. Battle for second position, I'd also suggest, is probably just about settled, because Hamilton Smith hasn't quite been able to get onto terms with Steele. And then in 4th place it remains Henry Chart. So into the final turn for Zach Clement de Mello. It's been a beautifully judged performance. He recovered magnificently from bogging down at the start, and he accelerates through to the checkered flag and victory in the F3 Cup at Snetterton. So across the line, checkered flag and the win for Clement de Mello. So let's have a look then at the classification, with victory for Zach Clement de Mello ahead of Aaron Steele and Louis Hamilton Smith. Henry Chart in 4th from Stuart Wiltshire. And Adrian Holy victorious in the trophy class in 10th. In terms of the championship standings then, well, it's Steele who's out front ahead of Stuart Wiltshire, Jacopo Sebastiani, and then Tapinos and Louis Hamilton Smith. Well, that's it from Snetterton, but join us in a couple of weeks' time with more action from the F3 Cup.